Welcome to episode 1 of travelling from Alaska to Patagonia without flying, I guess. That'll have to do as an intro. So that's why I'm up in the polar desert with only 4,000 oil workers, pollution, and a grizzly bear that's been reported to be prowling the Sag River nearby for company. There's a sort of Russian doll effect to the ever-increasing sized industry. Would you look at that healthy haze from the natural gas extraction plant? I'm sure a dip in the Arctic Ocean's fine though, it's bloody massive. The driver of the bus even gave me a tiffy. You can see the edge of the pack ice line just offshore, the summer hunting ground for the polar bears, as they maul seals for sustenance. If you see a polar bear in town in the summer, that's very bad news, as it's likely in the middle of starving to death. Couldn't be me though. I call this the gentleman's lunch. So welcome to a new series of the incredibly original idea to traverse the Americas without flying. A veritable Arctic to Antarctic, I suppose. Welcome to the cozily named town of Deadhorse, Alaska. Deadhorse is the northernmost settlement in America by road. A so-called town is basically just a conglomeration of corporate worker camps to service the Prudo Bay oil fields. Established in 1972, there's apparently 25 billion barrels of oil underneath my feet. It's apparently so plentiful that you don't even need to pump it out. All you have to do is drill through the permafrost and natural pressure forces it out. 410,000 barrels a day. It then travels the length of Alaska via a pipeline to Valdez, where it's promptly loaded onto an oil tanker to crash directly into a nature preserve. The mainly men who work here are flown in for a usual 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off hitch. There's only something like 20 people who can tolerate living here year round. I've been quite lucky with the weather though, to be honest. On the summer solstice the sun is shining and it's about 14 to 15 Celsius. In the winter it's been known to get down to -50 in the polar night. In the summer it's just bloody dusty. Probably why I keep getting offered lifts from workers who clearly think I'm stupid underneath that typical American jovial veneer.
A friend of mine who's the superintendent of a job.
You have to get a verified shuttle bus to get to the Arctic Ocean. The bus passes through security checkpoints of the oil field, which are all privately owned. A full passenger list with IDs is thoroughly checked before we're allowed to proceed. It was extortionately expensive as well, but I suppose they've cornered the market. Nobody else does this. This is a dry town. The sale of alcohol is illegal. You know, isolated men, polar bears, extreme weather, and weapons probably don't make the best combination. They did sell Johnnies in the general store though. The land I'm standing on the North Slope borough of Alaska, is actually home to the Inupiaq Inuits. But Prudo Bay has never been inhabited. Further settlements to the west have been, especially Barrow Utqiagvik, which is the northernmost settlement in North America, only accessible by air. So in the absence of any bars, after my tour, all there's left to do is to enjoy my dinner. I'm staying at the SA-10 work camp with the workers. The food is very good, but what a horrible seat to watch America begin another illegal war in the Middle East. Good night.